Pasha Pyro, YNet7. Thank you for tuning. The replay. We got big board P.E.P for my peeps. About to give you a 5X. Best Buy, in my opinion, entertainment purposes only. For December, right now, all you beginners, all you elite, all you experienced, I know you're going to enjoy this one. All right. Let's get into it. It's something I told you before. P.E.P was in at like 11 change, and it's doing its thing. It's doing its thing, but it's going to get better. It's going to get a lot better. I hope you get in. Get in. Join me. So today we're going to be talking about RMG. All right. So the P.E.P closed at 2164, and you know, you can't really blame it. People pulling and locking in their profits on Friday. So it was up to $24 at one point, but it looks to converge at $25.50 as early as Tuesday. Volume was up Friday 132% as more P.E.P is being P.E.P. Merger vote is December 28th. But see, we could even see it go to 26.14 to 29.32 a share real soon. Maybe even next week, which will leave another 9-10 days before the success of the vote takes effect. So take a look at that chart. It's on point. It's doing its thing. Now let's go into some of the detail about it. Let's see what they're talking about. So what Romeo's got going for him, you know, every company got barriers and benefits, you know what I mean? So the key barriers is safety, right? So what they're doing is, in case you don't know what RMG is, that's the Spac that's looking into Romeo Power. And if you want some more detail about the powerhouse coach, I won't call it, they just picked up the key recruiter for the team last week. Check out my video last week on that, and you can go back to, like, I don't know, the very beginning, and you'll see one of the first videos where you can learn a little bit about the CEO they just acquired last month or a couple months ago. So safety is a key barrier, right? You want to be safe not only for the people that's working for you in your production lines, but also for the users of your product. So it says here, among the most exhaustive safety testing in the industry with proprietary safety design methods and validated by third-party certification companies. That sounds interesting. I mean, it sounds like, you know, a lot's going on there, and what that really means is that it's always good when you have a third party check you out and you can get accredited by them. A lot of times they're industry standards, so they validate everybody behind the scenes. There's different ways you can do it, whether people know about this, whether they're looking at bulletproof vests or calibrations of electronic devices and stuff like that. You know, you get a third party to look it over for you, and some of them are more highly sought after having certifications from than others. So real-time diagnostics and proprietary BMS algorithms to optimize safety. So basically safety is going to be on the rise, and it's going to be on the forefront of what they're doing here. Now, the key barriers is, you want to keep costs down. Right now, they actually have, they have a market cap of 612 million, and their EPS is extremely high. It is, let me give it to you. Per quoted Friday, it's 1596.18, right? Which is incredibly high. So, but you know, with great, the higher you want it to be, most people like it to be low, but when it's high, you know, they're prepping to give you the change, man. Right? So stay tuned with them. The money's on the way. So with that being said, I think it was more around an actual EPS of like 2100. So I think it's even a little higher than that when I did my calculation. But you get what I'm saying. So the cost is high right now because they're in development of a lot of stuff. But we're gonna get to that in a moment. Stay with me. Like, comment, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bells to get all this good detail in the future. So, highly flexible battery pack architecture to enable rapid adaptability. Check out yesterday's video where we talked about agile and the ability to adapt quickly. So, rapid adaptability and scalability of global fleets today, as well as continuous innovation deployment, right? So one of the things you're going to see here in a little bit is that one of the benefits they have is their battery packs are not limited to one supplier. They've reduced the risk greatly because the way they can build their packs, they can use whoever, whenever, for whatever reason they want to, which is going to really keep them at the technological edge of advantage, because they'll be able to always have the highest technology available in their packs, and they won't have, if the supply chain issue happens here, they can quickly adapt or be agile and shift to another vendor, etc. So anyway, that's going to give faster time to market and for large scale fleets. And if you look over here at who their customer base is, Romeo customers represent already 60. Look down below. It says order book with customers representing 68% of the market share of Class 8 truck market in North America alone. So they have Freightliner, they have Kenworth, they have Peterbilt already in the bag. Then if you look at it says down there in green, diversified, high quality customer base. They got Autocar. These are names you know. If you are invested in any of these companies here, just put a question mark, put a number one, put something in the comments below, because this may be something you need to look at. The success of this company is going to definitely influence your stock shares of yours. So Autocar, BMW, Borg Warner, Lion, Heritage, Green Power EMC, Lone Star Truck Group, Nikola, Oshkosh, Workhorse, everybody's favorite, talked about right now, current state, RBE, right? Phoenix, I think that's Phoenix. So that's who they already got on the books. And my notes here, they already got contracts for $310 million. Okay? $310 million. And they already have negotiations in place right now for an additional $2.4 billion in revenue. They're already talking about it. Let's get this money on the table. You know what we ready to do, right? Our EPS is through the roof, y'all. We gotta get these checks in the bag. Stockholders want some comfort for the holidays. Their holidays. All right. So they got the contracts. They got $2.4 million in revenue already under negotiation, aside from the $310 million that they already got on the table right now, signed with wet ink. So now look, third row down, the barrier is going to be efficiency versus traditional internal combustion engines. Everybody want that gas. So battery technology designed for extended life and lower total cost of ownership. Right? Lower cost of ownership is going to be the benefit. You know, did a video on cost of ownership a while back. Check that out on the YNet7 channel. See, it's a lot going on here. You need to go ahead and link in. Tap that subscribe button. So the key barrier, greenhouse gas emissions in battery production and recycling of batteries. The key part there, I mean, the recycling is a great bonus. Yeah, let's do that. Somebody else is gonna get some money when when all these batteries start needing to be recycled, there's going to be some recycling companies benefiting from that. So we'll touch base on that greenhouse gas emission factor in a moment. But so Romeo steps in and says a robust Second Life recycling program alongside world-renowned environmental partner, the Heritage Group. So if you know anything about the Heritage Group, why don't you share? Oh, there they go. They're in the middle. Heritage, right? Tell us all in the comments below what that's about. So lower emissions and adherence to environmental regulations. You see what I'm saying? We're going to get to the regulations in a moment. So remember, RMG, Acquisition Court, they're going to be December 28th. The vote goes down. Now, here's their competitive advantage, right? How will Romeo seek to win the largest market share, which means they're going to try to get more than the 68% that they already have locked in. You know what I mean? This is like the charge point of battery world. You know what I mean? When you look at charge point, you see that they had 73% of the market on lock already. Romeo Power has 68% of the big truck companies. And you see, everybody's talking about EV vehicles right now, the electric cars. Man, that's just the testing grounds. That's the proving grounds. See, because once the EV trucks get rolling, that's gonna be where the money is, because the cars are personal use. The cars are personal. You know, that's personal. But when you get into business and moving freight and moving product, now you want to drive that cost down so it can either be reflected on the customer's price point or increase profits overall, from the trucking companies to the suppliers to the retailers. They'll all get ready to benefit from all these trucks switching over from petrol to battery. And then inevitably complete automation when they start driving themselves. So configurable current collector serves multiple voltage motors, enables fast upgrades to battery, electric vehicle, right? Battery pack family, they got a modular solution, serves multiple markets. So no matter what size, shape you need, you know, they can accommodate you. It's not like Tesla where they only know how to do it one way, flat and underneath the car. You know what I'm saying? It's not like a Neo where they can only do it one way because they're trying to do this, that, and the other. They could actually make batteries for Neo if they wanted to. They could actually make batteries for Tesla if they wanted to. Right? But right now they're focusing on the big trucks, long haul, stuff like that. So larger packs, right? 1 million watt hour packs. 1 million watt hour packs. Deliver the best solution for long hauls. I mean, if you got a truck, you got a rig, and you're going to run it across the country, and you're going to be parked overnight, and you're going to be using your power just like you would anyway, you know, now you got a 1 million watt hour pack. You know what I'm saying? When you're going up the hills, you're going to need that torque. You're going to need, you know, it's a lot of benefits to a 1 million hour watt pack, right? And you're going to charge up, you're going to be ready to go. Okay, so now cell science, this is what they talking about. Not being bound to any one cell supplier enables Romeo to deliver the best cell per application. Because you might have a great vendor for as long as you wanted to do this and that, but that vendor may not, that product may not be performing as well when you want it to be up here doing that, this, and that other. So they can actually utilize, you know, they can be flexible with their vendors to deliver the best application for you, no matter who you are, what you're trying to do. So, you know, they got some advanced proprietary stuff, right? And it's a full service in-house, enables redundant quality checks. So they doing quality control. You know, they're coming in today at 235 watt hours per liter, right? That just means a liter of volume of space. In that space, they're delivering 235 watt hours. And, you know, if you want to take it to weight per kilogram, they're 185 watt hours at the time of this publication, and they're looking to they're gonna have high silicone, but if you get to 2025, they're gonna be at 315 watt hours per liter and 234 watt hours per kilogram. And then they're going to start changing up the technology, which may come a little sooner, may come a little later, but they're going to have a high silicone system. And by 2027, where they're going to go over 350 and over 270, and then some solid state, semi-solid state, like your computer stuff. You heard them terms before. And that's going to put them over 400 watt hours per liter and 320 watt hours plus per kilogram. Now, see, here's the thing. Here go the EV market, right? When y'all think about electric vehicles, y'all thinking about cars. Look at all this. Look at all this. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24 different cars on this list, with maybe spread over 5 to 10 different manufacturers. And this is not worldwide. This is just this list. So, this list is huge, right? They're all competing in the personal vehicle sector. So y'all mad at NIO for putting out 60,000, 60 million, whatever many shares in America, diluting y'all profit. But look at this. This article came out November 10th, 2020, Analysts and Growth Forecast, right? So basically looking at the U.S. electric truck market research report by vehicle type, propulsion range, battery capacity, application, industry, analysts and growth forecast for 2030 or to 2030. And I'm just going to keep it simple. I'm going to give you the beginning, right? So it says, due to the high amounts of greenhouse gases, GHG, being emitted from vehicles, the federal and state governments in the U.S. are stepping up efforts to make transportation cleaner. Since the exit of the nation from the Paris Climate Change Agreement, 23 states along with the District of Columbia have set strict GHG emission reduction targets. Under the terms, emission of nitrogen oxide and carbon dioxide are to be reduced by 28% by 2025 from the levels registered in 2005. That's only 5 years, people. So, due to this reason, the revenue generated in the U.S. electric truck market, which was $211.5 million in 2019. Now look at this number, $225 million in 2019. And we said earlier that Romeo already has contracts on the table for $310 million signed. So they already have contracts for their battery packs that's greater than the whole U.S. electric truck market, period, was in 2019 by $100 million. Now, this number is projected to increase to $30,335.3 million in 2030. You see what I'm getting at, people? I mean, I got a Cash App. It's Y, the letter Y, N, E, T, the number 7, YNet 7, just like the channel. All right. I'm just saying. So if you want to donate to keep the channel going, feel free, because that's a CAGR, right? That's a growth rate annually of 58.2% between 2020 and 2030. Not to mention, you got little things like the individual governments, like California, it says here, which was the largest user of electric trucks in the nation, was providing $12 to $20 million annually till 2020 for the purchase of these automobiles. So they're locked in right now with contracts, $310 million. That's $100 million more than the whole electric truck market was a year ago. It's expected to increase the truck market, electric truck market, from 211.5 million to 30,335 million. So that's what, $30 billion? So it's going to go from 211.5 million to 30 billion in 2030. So now you can see how easily, get my little notepad here, how easily they're expecting, they're in negotiations already with $2.4 billion in revenue additionally from where they're at now. Okay? And their expected revenue to swell about 300%. All right? So by 2022, they're going to be looking at having $412 million is their expectation. And they're high for 2025, right? Remember that quote? What they want to get? They want to get this jumping by 2025, right? They want to reduce it by 28%. So they're expecting on the high end for their revenue to be one. Remember, they were at 310 locked in contracts. Y'all was excited about Palantir's 44 million, right? So they're expecting their high in 2025 to be $1.6 billion in revenue. So if this decreases 25%, and they're expecting to generate that year $1.6 billion, and let's round it off to 25% instead of 28%, then we could expect, as that represents 25%. Let's say, I know I say 28, but we could look at it at 4 times that profit amount available to them. So they could be seeing, what would that be, 3.2, $7.4 billion. Pasha Pyro. Looking at RMG, like I said, we should be, again, I'll recap, 26.14 to 29.32 a share real soon. They got the vote coming up December 28th. It can make a big difference in the share, in the price of this stock. YNet7, Cash App Y, the letter Y, Net NET 7. I'm Pasha Pyro. This is Big Board Pep for my peeps. Thank you for tuning. The replay.